A man is digging a grave. He is going to bury his 3-year-old son. The boy is alive. The man's name is Guoju. The family is poor. He and his wife work odd jobs to feed his elderly mother and their young son, but there is never quite enough. Every night at dinner, the grandmother takes some of her food and gives it to the grandson. The boy is 3. Guoju has watched this for a long time. He has watched his mother grow thin. He's made up his mind. He has only one mother. He can have another son. If the boy is gone, the food will go to his mother. He picks up the shovel and walks out to the field. The hole is deep enough. This is a widely told children's story in China. It has been told for over 1,000 years. Emperor Xiao Hui, Emperor Xiao Wen, Emperor Xiao Jing, Emperor Xiao Wu, Emperor Xiao Zhao, Emperor Xiao Xuan. For 400 years, every Han emperor put the same word in front of his name. Xiao. Filial. A good son. To get a government job in ancient China, nothing was more useful than being a filial son. Not because anyone at court lay awake at night thinking about your mother, because a man who could be ruled at home could be trusted to rule others. Local officials were called parent officials, not a formal title, but a political idea. The magistrate was not just a man with a seal, he was a father with the state behind him. The emperor called himself the father of everyone under heaven. They all wanted to be your dad. And here's why this was the cheapest empire ever built. You don't need police if every parent is already the police. You don't need prisons if every child is already afraid of their parents. The empire didn't have to enter the house. The house was already the empire. An 8-year-old boy named Wu Meng lies naked on his bed every summer night. His family is poor. There is no mosquito net. The boy doesn't shoo the mosquitoes away. He lets them bite him, so they won't find their way to his father, sleeping in the next room. Wu Meng's story doesn't stand alone. There are 23 more like it, told together for over 1,000 years. A grown man named Wang Xiang lies naked on a frozen river in winter, melting the ice with the heat of his body, so that his stepmother, a woman who had spent years poisoning his father against him, can have a fresh fish to eat. A man named Lao Lai is 70 years old. His parents are still alive. He doesn't want them to feel old, so he wears colorful children's clothes and tumbles to the floor in front of them, crying like a baby, so they will laugh. A man named Yu Qianlo. His father was dying. The doctor told him, "Taste your father's stool. If it is bitter, there is hope. If it is sweet, there is none." He tasted it. It was sweet. That night he knelt in the courtyard and prayed to the North Star, offering his own life in place of his father's. These were not dark folk legends. They were called the 24 Examples of Filial Piety. They were part of the children's curriculum. They were painted on temple walls. They were printed on New Year posters. In 1926, from village schools to city classrooms, children were still reading them. Every story offers a reward. Wu Meng's father slept peacefully. Wang Xiang's stepmother stopped persecuting him. Lao Lai's parents lived to be very old. Yu Qianlo's name was written into history. Be like these men, the stories told children, and you will be rewarded. This was one half of the machine. The other half was the law. In 653 CE, the Tang dynasty published a code of law. It listed 10 abominations, the most serious crimes in the empire: plotting against the throne, plotting against the state, and being unfilial to your parents. From that year forward, for over 1,000 years, being unfilial to your parents was on the same list as plotting against the throne. Both were called abominations. Both could end with your head on a pole, on display in the public market. A son who raised a hand against his father, death by beheading. A son who cursed his parents, death by hanging. A son who reported his father to the authorities, even truthfully, even for a real crime, death by hanging. A father, on the other hand, could walk into a magistrate's office and accuse his son of being unfilial. He did not have to provide evidence. The accusation was the proof. The son would be punished, sometimes executed, on the father's word alone. A father who beat his son to death for being unfilial was generally not prosecuted. A father could sell his daughter. He could decide whom his son and daughter married. He could decide what they ate, where they worked, when they slept. This was not custom. This was the law of the land, across the Tang, the Song, the Yuan, the Ming, and the Qing, for over 1,000 years. This is why Guozhu, alone in a field, picked up the shovel. No magistrate had ordered him to. No neighbor was watching. The empire was 1,000 miles away. He was alone, and he was sure he was right. The law was the wall. The stories were the wallpaper. You don't notice wallpaper. You just live inside it. You came to this video thinking Chinese culture was about family. Now you know what was inside the word family. A father with a shovel. An empire with one word in front of its emperor's names. 2,000 years of houses where the door was already the wall of the empire. A boy reading the story learned, "I am worth less than my grandmother." A father reading the story learned, "I am allowed to make this choice." Before you ever pick up the phone to call the police, the law has already decided who is right. What else do you think you know about power?